Today on Survival Dispatch, we're going to talk about ego, self, grit, humility, all of the things that you can't just add to cart and check out right now. 4 easy payments for blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Bear, what knife is that? What gun is that? What kind of cigar is that? What do you put in your beer? Who gives a... Stand by. So, recently, I was blessed to be at the Big Daddy Unlimited Epic Shoot 2021. And I had an opportunity while I was there to hang out with some of the other Survival Dispatch contributors, Jason Salyer, Alan K, T-Jack, good guys. And Alan dropped just a nugget of wisdom that has just stuck. And I know this, I have known this, but I like the way he said it. So, give credit where credit is due. Ego is not your amigo. Ego is not your amigo. Thinking that you're the biggest, baddest, toughest guy is probably going to get your ass whipped, right? Because there's always somebody who's bigger, badder, tougher than you. Thinking you know it all means that you don't have a teachable spirit, right? And you see a lot of this in the survival community, the preparedness community, the tactical community. I know everything, I'm the badass, bow down to me because I know what the deal is. Maybe. And so the problem with that is if you think you already know everything there is to know about a subject, or what you know about a subject is adequate, it makes you very difficult to teach. And life is kind of a constant upgrade, right? We should always be getting a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And so if you think you know everything there is to know on a subject, it's going to make it very difficult for you to continue to learn. You're going to get 0 continuing education credits in the game of life. Excuse the homemade gummy bears, by the way. I also, just because I know you guys want to know, I currently have you lashed to about a 4-inch diameter juvenile red oak tree here in eastern Oklahoma using backwoods gold, aka paracord. And apparently it's working. So, right? And so if you don't have the humility to look like a fool when you're first starting, you will never gain the experience to be a master, right? You have to be willing to be a fool in order to become a master. I have a dear friend of mine who went to college for a bazillion years. I don't know, 6, 8, 42 years, a very long time. And he is a classically trained pianist. Or also, as I understand it, it's now pronounced due to this train wreck of a culture that we have, pianist, because it's less confusing for all the 87 different LGBT, LMNOP, plus rainbow, asterisk, unicorns. But anyway, he's gone to school for a very long time to learn to play the piano. And he knew how to play, air quote, knew how to play piano when he got there. I don't know what the appropriate title is for him now, if he's, master or doctor or kung fu legend, I don't know. But this guy went from being a badass piano player to now a legitimate legend piano player because he put in the reps. And he came in with the knowledge to this school to learn how to play. He came in with the knowledge, but he was forced to be humble within this setting. He just had lunch with this guy recently. He was telling me there are people there that are way better than him. And to my mind, I'm like, how's that even possible? You are, to my knowledge, the best piano player that probably is alive in this generation. And he's like, no, dude, no. Because there's people there that put me to shame. Oh, another level, another level, another level, another level. Right. And so he had to be willing to humiliate himself and humble himself, to be the fool on the front end, to become the master on the back end. And at what point does mastery continue to grow, right? Oh, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Now I'm a 2nd degree black belt. Now I'm a 3rd degree black belt. Now I'm going to start, oh, get out of there, backwoods gold. Now I'm going to start kickboxing. Now I'm going to start Muay Thai. Now I'm going to start Krav Maga, right? Now maybe I'm going to learn how to hip throw people across the room with some Aikido, right? Oh, you know what's cool? Kali. I'm going to go train with Doug Marqueta, right? There's iterations to this, but it begins with acknowledging that you don't know everything that there is to know. And ego can be a very bad thing. A very bad thing. Not just tactically, and that's what everybody wants to know, tactically. Well, in this situation, Barry, what would you do? It doesn't matter what I would do in that situation. It matters that you gain the skills to understand how to navigate that situation when you get into that situation. You know, when we were at the Epic Shoot, we were doing PT at 07 every morning with a dear friend of mine, J.A. Dudley. Google him, J.A. Dudley. Watch some of his fights. The dude is a monster, and the best way possible. Monster. He's also got a YouTube channel and an Instagram, so check that out. And so we're doing PT in the parking lot in the morning, and you begin with basic bodyweight calisthenics, like just basic. One of them is like, it's called I'm a Little Teapot. Let's see if I get out here. That doesn't look very tactical, does it? Another one, and you do this AMRAP, 2 minutes. Another one is called Raise the Roof, right? You bring your elbows tight to your ribs and then up like this. Do that for 2 minutes. No big deal, right? Air squats, Hebrew squats, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And we're getting warmed up so that we can spar in the parking lot. And then you put the gloves on, and then you get yelled at while getting slapped in the head by J.A. Dudley. Jab, cross, hook, shovel, 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 cross, 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 jab, cross, hook, cross, shovel, shovel, shovel. 10 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop, 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 right? And I'll tell you, the tactical dad bod community that was there was all giggles and snorts while we're doing the I'm a Little Teapot thing, which, by the way, is a great way to obliterate your obliques. That's why you do it. And also because it translates into this, bobbing and weaving, right? But then when a giant 26 professional fights MMA fighter, kickboxing instructor, 2nd degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, boxer, just general badass starts throwing punches and you start throwing punches back, all of a sudden everybody's got to shut up and watch for a minute. Oh, that's why they're doing that. Oh. And see, this is the thing. I'm willing to look like a moron in the parking lot to do I'm a Little Teapot for a couple of minutes. I just did it on camera for you because I know what that translates into, right? A, less dad bod, right? That's good. B, less punches in the face if somebody's trying to punch me. That's good. So that C, if somebody's punched me in the face, I've got the move, right? And I am by no means a master at any of this, not even close. I thought I knew a thing or two about combatives until I started letting Dudley punch me in the face. Turns out I'm a fool, and that's fine. I'm willing to humble myself and sit at the feet of a master so that I can learn from him, so that I can gain that knowledge, so that I can have that teachable spirit. And you know, everybody's opinion of I'm a Little Teapot changed after they saw the gloves go on and the punches being thrown and the footwork and the dodging and the uppercuts and the oh, that's what that's about, huh? We invited 100 people to PT in the parking lot with us. We tend to take things over. To PT in the parking lot with us at 07 the next morning. 3 people came. Shirley, what's up, Shirley, at the DC Project? Badass. And Jason and Christy from Survival Dispatch. What's up, badasses? Everybody else? Oh, I got a thing to do. You know, I got to bed late last night. My knee's really acting up. Okay, copy that. And so when the freaking world ends and you're going to put your plate carrier on and we're going to go take back this country, you ain't going to do shit. You ain't going to do shit. Because you didn't have the discipline to do hard things when they were easy. What makes you think you're going to have the fortitude and the grit to do hard things when they're hard? We don't rise to our level of expectation, we fall to our level of training. And so if this is the second portion of the conversation here, if you don't have the grit and the intestinal fortitude to train and train regularly, we train in some capacity as individuals and as a group 6 days per week out here. Let me repeat that. 6 days per week, whether it's individual training or group training. I literally have a training division. We go around the country and teach people to be more like us. It's pretty cool. Refugetraining.com. But we are training individually and as a group 6 days per week. For what? To develop that grit and that discipline, most of all. Oh, it's raining and it's cold? Perfect time to go train. It's negative 19 degrees outside? Shoulder your rucks, boys. Oh, this thing's gonna suck? Let's do it twice. Oh, I'm gonna look like an idiot when I do I'm a little teapot. Cool. You know what that's gonna do? A, it's gonna obliterate my beer belly, and B, it's gonna make me more effective at punching you in the face. You gotta be willing to look like a fool so that you can become the master, and you have to go do the things. Get out into the woods, go ruck around your neighborhood. I don't care what you do. You have to go do something, anything. Go move your body, go train, develop that grit. You need to obliterate that bitch voice in your mind. No, that's hard. I'm not going to do that. No, it is hard. And because I complained to myself in my mind about it, I'm going to go do it twice now, or I'm going to go harder than I've ever gone before, or I'm now going to go punish that bitch voice in my mind for even speaking up. And I guess here's the last incredibly unpopular opinion. If you don't have the grit and the discipline now, when things are easy, remember, preparedness is perpetuating normalcy for the people that we love. That's my working definition. If you don't have the grit and the fortitude and the discipline to do it now, what makes you think that you should have any promise of being around after the balloon goes up? You just that cool of a guy or a girl? People are they're just gonna look out for me. God loves me, he's gonna protect me. Go read the Bible. God loves his children, and he puts them through a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. It's not that you're protected from it, it's that you are covered through it. And even then, there'd be a lot of warfare and killing in that there book. What makes you think that you deserve to repopulate the earth after the global atomic catastrophe when you can't get off of your couch and go for a walk right now? You don't understand. I'm injured. No, you're injured here in your mind. There's always something you can do. What does Jocko say? Excuses are lies. He also says other things like good, jujitsu, discipline equals freedom, and other buzzwords. But excuses are lies. Figure it out and go do. The fluff is going away in the system. We rail against, or most of us rail against, the political left with these people who feel entitled to all these different programs and their favorite pronouns and the blah, blah, blah. And you need to respect my whatever I am. I'm a fluffy unicorn bunny today. We rail against that expectation that they have, that simply because there's breath in their lungs, they expect us to treat them a certain way. Yet, over here in the preparedness space, survivalism, prepper stuff, we think that because we bought some stuff and put it in a bag or put it on a shelf, ergo, we're just entitled to survive the end of the world as we know it now. What? Go looking for the plank in your own eye before you remove the speck from your brother's eye. Yeah. Nothing is guaranteed except for death and taxes. So develop the grit and the fortitude now. Destroy your ego now. One of my favorite quotes is Babe Ruth. It ain't bragging if you can do it. And I take that to heart. Very much so. But you got to go do it. Go train. Go network with people. Go build stuff. Go do hard things. It's cold and wet out here today. Perfect day for training. Perfect day for walking around in the woods. Perfect day for talking to y'all. I'll give you a clue. The day that I'm recording this, I have no idea when it'll post. That's up to Survival Dispatch. The day that I'm recording this is Thanksgiving. Bear, you should be hanging out with your family. I will. I'm up earlier than anybody I know, by the way. Discipline. So I'm out here earlier than anybody else. Discipline. Walking around, getting my heart rate up. Hanging out with y'all. Discipline. 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 Because if I can't trust you to take care of you, I certainly can't trust you to take care of me. To thine own self be true. Destroy that ego, homeboy. Develop your grit and your fortitude so that you can and will do the hard things when the time comes. If you can't do them now when it's easy, you ain't gonna do it when it's hard. Stew on that for a while. Tell me all the reasons I'm wrong in the comments down below. I appreciate Survival Dispatch for letting me hang out in their sandbox. Again, I'm Bear with BearIndependent.com. I also own and operate Refuge Medical, the best first aid kits on the planet. 26 lives saved, 4 continents with all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, exceeds military specification, all North American rescue components, handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever for the lifetime of the kit. I don't care if you're on your 4th generation, your great-great-great-grandson breaks one of my kits, I'll replace it for free. RefugeMedical.com. And then we teach people the fine art of how to not die at RefugeTraining.com. Check us out. We're also in the store at Survival Dispatch. So you should like this video, the thumbs up, that helps us in the algorithm. You should make sure you're subscribed to Survival Dispatch. And you should also check out the website, survivaldispatch.com. Gosh, that bear guy's just crazy. Yeah, I know. He must just live in the woods or something. Pretty much. Me and Sasquatch are in direct competition for resources. It's okay, he's got beef jerky, and I intend to go get some. Bear out.